Okay, so, hey guys, it's Joshua Reviews. So, I'm wearing this shirt, my Pumpkin Eater shirt, because this, if you guys don't know what this is from Not Scary Farm, which is a traveling horror nights event here in California where I live. And Not Scary Farm is from Knott's Berry Farm, which is just my favorite place to go to during October. Anywho, I reviewed this last time, or my last review. It's a great movie, love it. So, I don't know what R.L. Stine's been up to lately, but something that can be said. That man knows how to write. Pumpkinhead. So, I know you guys are familiar with Goosebumps, and if you aren't, you're crazy, but Goosebumps, right? I love Goosebumps, but I think we can all sit here and agree that Goosebumps is a little cheesy. I mean, come on. I'm not talking about the books. I'm talking about the show. Here's the thing. In 2012, I believe, there was another show that R.L. Stine worked on called The Haunting Hour. And let me tell you something. Those episodes scared the shit out of me. There were some freaky ass episodes in that show. Two in particular that creeped me the hell out. Scarecrow, which is the best episode on that show, and Pumpkinhead. Both of those have insanely dark endings. Even for a kid's show, it's like, damn, that's just straight up murder. I love it. Anyways, Pumpkinhead. So, I didn't even know that there was a, I forget what the book is called, but it's R.L. Stine wrote it. There is a book which features like 12 different short stories. And one of them is Pumpkinhead, which got turned into 2 episodes, I believe, for The Haunting Hour. But now we have this feature film. I don't know how it compares to the book or if it's like just loosely based off the book. But anyway, so it's 2 brothers. They move into this new town, this farm town, and with their mom. And the one kid goes into the barn and he sees this weird looking pumpkin. He decides to chop it and bring it home and carve it. And the older brother, who's just turning 18, he gets upset that he's stealing a pumpkin, so he brings it back and he supposedly gets captured and kidnapped. So while the younger brother goes looking for him, he finds out that there's a lot more shady stuff going on in this town. There could even potentially be a cult. There could be this evil scarecrow that haunts the land. There's a lot. And man, I just miss movies like this. I already talked about The Haunting Hour, and you know, while these reviews are unscripted, I feel like I went in detail about that movie that I absolutely love. So great. And Haunting Hour is not the only movie like in this category, right? There was Mostly Ghostly, which I watched once, but I don't remember. There was another one. There was actually a few more, I think. But I think after a while, they just kind of stopped doing them. There was another one, and I got a sequel, but I forget what it's called. If any of you guys know it, leave it in the comments. But yeah, they just stopped making this, and for a while, it just kind of seemed like R.L. Stine was just kind of like, you know, people know him, but, you know, don't really talk about him anymore. You know what I mean? But now we have this movie, and oh my gosh, this was just pressing all the right buttons. First off, this is not a 10 out of 10 Oscar-winning movie, okay? This is a Tubi movie. Tubi. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with Tubi. They don't have the best track record for their catalog of movies, but when they... actually, I think this is the only Tubi original I've seen. But that being said, this movie fucking delivered, all right? This movie delivered the goods. First off, this movie has an October atmosphere. It takes place on Halloween. Love it. Got pumpkins everywhere. Got scarecrows. You got this October feel. I love it. Surprisingly, and I think I forgot to mention this in this movie, but the actors were, all of them were great in the movie. Yeah, there's some cheesiness, but the actors in this movie are surprisingly good. I was really surprised by that. I was kind of expecting some sort of like, I don't know, I watched the trailer, I was like, okay, that looks fun, but I was like, it's going to be a little cheesy. No, all the actors were really good in this, save for a few that kind of had awkward line deliveries. But I think that's a given since this is like a made-for-TV or made-for-Tubi movie. So, but movie's well shot. You can tell that the director who made this he had a lot of work behind his belt. He's worked on some other TV movies or other Hallmark movies, but the directing this is solid. And I was like, damn, this is actually pretty good. I feel like this is something I would see on Cartoon Network for October. And a lot of the kid actors were really good too. Dude, I love it when a kid film goes dark. There is murder in this movie, and I'm like, dude, this is a kid's film. This is PG, and there's decapitations. You got balls, movie. I love this. I love this. If I ever have kids, they're gonna have a dumbass for a father. But yeah, no, I love the fact that this movie gets dark and is not afraid to show kids that there is a dark side to life, obviously minus the pumpkins and monsters and all that stuff. And there is actually kind of a religious aspect in this movie, and as a Christian, I like that because it does in this movie, they kind of go out of their way to show that, there's kind of this, not satanic, but I would more say I would say satanic, the demonic cult, because it's, without spoiling anything, it's revealed that there's a curse on the town, and kind of similar to Children of the Corn, where Stephen King loves his religious Christianity type factor. But what I like about Children of the Corn and in this movie is that they show you that you can twist words from the Bible, and you can twist it and change it into whatever narrative you want. And you can't do that. You have to look at it for what it is. And in this movie, they don't go that deep. But I bring that up because there is a side to this where they kind of touch upon those aspects. I'm like, this is a kid's film that's kind of diving into these themes. I like that. And there's a joke that's said in the movie where it's revealed what's going on, and I won't spoil it, but one of the characters said, the one guy, he's like, I didn't mean for this to happen. And he's like, you started a satanic cult ritual or whatever he says. He says, you started all this. You started this ritual. You knew what you were getting into. Shut up. And that just made me laugh because it's like, yeah, what did you think was going to happen? And this movie's PG. I love it when a PG movie has swearing in it. Dude, I'm a weird person. Sorry you guys have to deal with this. But yeah, there's a lot going on in this movie that kind of surprised me. And I'd say about the 30-minute mark, I was like, I'm fully invested in this. I want to see how this ends. Oh boy. I dare not spoil it, but this movie has I want to say it doesn't end everyone dies, but damn, what an ending. Oh my gosh. Imagine showing your kids this movie, and it's like, Daddy, how is that going to get wrapped up? And then it ends the way it does, and it's like, oh my gosh, what are the kids' reactions going to be to this ending? Oh my God. Dude, this movie, man, now, listen, this isn't a perfect movie, all right? There are some parts where I think this movie surprisingly didn't drag for me, but there were moments where I was like, okay, you could have cut all that. You could have trimmed this movie a lot. I think the middle is a little muddled. There feels like it's just padding, but you know what? I was fine at that because I was enjoying it. And I think that there are some moments where the acting is a little hokey, but I wasn't going into this expecting, oh my God, an Oscar winner. Come on, guys. If you're going into this movie oh my God, I'm going to watch freaking, The Godfather. I'm going to watch, Citizen Kane. It's like, bro, what are you doing? This isn't Shawshank Redemption. This is R.L. Stine's Pumpkinhead. Which, by the way, this movie has no, correlation to the OG Pumpkinhead, which I will be reviewing next, so stay tuned for that. Even though that movie is not Halloween. It's October, it's pumpkin. There's a freaking fly or mosquito, whatever that was. I don't know if you guys just saw that, but yeah, so This movie's not perfect, but for what it is, if you're just looking at it for what it is, this is a solid, good time. There's some dark elements in this, but I love it when a kid's movie has an edge, has a bite, and this movie has that bite. I miss movies like this. It put me in that October mood, and I was like, this was a fun movie. I love the ending. It's so bleak, and I'm like, damn. Kids are gonna ask their parents a lot. They're gonna have a lot of questions for their parents, and the parents are gonna have to answer for that. So you look forward to that. So, anyways, I had a lot of fun with this movie. Is it perfect? No. But was it fun? Hell yeah. I'm gonna give this movie an A. Now, again, bias. This is kind of bias. Well, I said that about this movie. I don't know if but this is kind of bias, all right? So, yeah, A. So, next review, I'm gonna review Pumpkinhead. We'll see how that goes.